Welcome back, everyone. Onwards for the next 3 episodes here, and I'm again not. I'm curious to see how this is gonna turn out. Sorry for bumping the microphone there, but I don't feel the need to start over because it is not valuable to me to start over. But it's raw mistakes, raw humanity. Anyways. Chapter 22, 23, and 24 will be today, and let's start into it. Good morning, said the little prince. Good morning, said the switchman. What are you doing here, said the little prince. I sort travelers and packages of thousand, said the switchman. I send the trains taking them, sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right. And a flashing light like a rumbling like thunder shook the cabin. They are in a hurry, said the little prince. What are they looking for? The locomotive man ignores himself, said the switchman. Then, in the opposite direction, a second flashing light rumbled. Are they already coming back? Said the little prince. They are not the same, said the switchman. This is an interchange. Weren't they happy where they were? We are never happy where we are, said the switchman. Man, that's actually, unfortunately pretty valid, isn't it? I should be a lot more positive where I am. Fun stuff. And the thunder of a third flashing light rumbled. Are they pursuing the first travelers? Asked the little prince. They aren't pursuing anything, said the switchman. They sleep in there, or they yawn. Only children crash their noses against the windows. Only children know what they are looking for, said the little prince. They waste time for a rag doll, and it becomes very important. If someone takes it away, they cried. They are lucky, said the switchman. I mean, I guess that's pretty accurate, to be honest. Alright, chapter 23 already. Good morning, said the little prince. Good morning, said the seller. And the seller was the seller of sophisticated pills that appease thirsty. One swallow every week and no longer feel the need to drink. Why are you selling it? Said the little prince. That's a large saving of time, said the dealer. Experts calculated we save 53 minutes per week. And what happens to the 53 minutes? We do whatever we want. If, the little prince said to himself, if I had 53 minutes to spend, I would slowly walk to a fountain. Alright. My goodness, already. Episode 24. We are on the 8th day of my breakdown in the desert, and I have listened to the story of a merchant drinking, of the merchant while drinking the last sip of my water. This is kind of like a flashback pull back into the vehicle breakdown on the side of the desert where the little prince is, I guess. I guess that makes actual sense where they are now. I said to the little prince, they are very beautiful, your memories, but I have not fixed my plane yet. I have nothing more to drink, and I would be happy to if I could walk slowly to a fountain. My friend the fox said, my little fellow, it's not about the fox anymore. Why? Because we're going to die of thirst. He did not understand my reasoning, so he replied, it's nice to have a friend, even if one is going to die. I'm very glad to have had a fox friend. He does not measure the danger, I say to myself. He is never thirsty nor hungry. A bit of sun is enough. He looked at me and replied to my thought, I am also thirsty. Let's look for water as well. I made a gesture of fatigue. It is absurd to look for a water well randomly in the vastness of a desert. However, we started walking. And we have walked for hours in silence, and night fell, and the stars began lighting. I could see them like a dream, with a little fever because of my thirst. The words of the little prince danced in my memory. Are you thirsty too? I asked him. But he did not answer my question. He simply asked, water can be good for the heart. I did not understand his answer, but I was silent. I really knew that it was not necessary to ask him. He was tired. He sat down, and I sat down with him, and after the silence he spoke again. The stars are beautiful because of a flower that we did not see. I replied, "Of course," and I looked, without speaking, the folds of sand beneath the moon. "The desert is beautiful," he added. And that was true. I always liked deserts. We sit on the sand dune, we don't see anything, we don't hear anything yet. Something radiant in silence. "What embellishes the desert," said the little prince, "is that it hides a water well somewhere." I was surprised to suddenly understand this mysterious radiation of the sand. When I was a little boy, I lived in an old house, and the legend told that a treasure was buried there. Of course, nobody knew how to find it, or maybe it was not even looked for. But it enchanted this house. My house was a secret hiding place in the depths of its heart. "Yes," I said to the little prince. "Whether a house or stars or the desert, what makes their beauty is invisible." "I am happy," he said, "that you agree with my fox." As the little prince fell asleep, I took him into my arms and returned to my journey. I was touched. It seemed that I was carrying a fragile treasure. It did not even seem that there was nothing more fragile on earth. I looked in the light of the moon at this pale forehead, these closed eyes, these strands of hair shaking in the wind. I said to myself, what I see here is just a bark. The most important is invisible. And this half-open stretch a half mile, and I thought to myself again, what deeply touched me about this sleeping little prince is his loyalty to a flower. It is the image of a rose that radiates in him like the flame of a lamp, when even when he sleeps. And I felt him even more fragile, it weaker still. He must protect the lamps. A gust of wind can light them off. And he walked away, and I found the water well at sunrise. Huh. Alright. Another short one this week. Kind of disappointing, but you know, last week was actually pretty good. Pretty good deliverance there, you know? So, I mean, I'm not sure whether or not anybody would actually catch on by this point, or I'm doing these kind of a bit in advance. But I probably will have checked out any comments that have happened in the past by this point. So, I hope everyone is doing alright. I guess this is my time to say goodnight. Be safe, sleep well, and I'll see you next week for the last episode of the last reading of this Little Prince book. All right, sleep well.